Hey. So today I took off work, obviously, because otherwise I'd be working at the moment. Haven't gone live in a while, so I figured I would come on for a bit and just talk about things. I also want to figure out my microphone situation. This last couple, actually for a while, when I replay the videos, they sound weird. And they used to sound perfect, so it happened when I was messing with the settings when I was doing the Vixens because somebody said they were too low or whatever. And ever since then, they've been kind of screwed up. So oh, that is funny. Okay, so that sounds better, at least from my end. Problem is, it's gonna echo. There's no really easy way to do it. Anyway, let me know how I sound on your end. Do I sound too quiet? Whatever. It sounded good for like the brief little bit I heard it, but I don't know. Yeah, Lumi was not happy with the selection, the profile, but this is the thing about these profiles, they're submitted by the viewers and they're not always going to appeal to everyone on the panel. Like, there's so many that I would never vape or mix that profile had it not been picked. Like the one the week prior, the orange tart with the slices on it. I would never go out of my way to vape something that looked like that. Like, that's just not my thing. But what it does is it expands the way that you mix. And you can find that maybe the profile didn't sound like it would be good to you, but then you might end up enjoying it anyway. That's happened a couple of times. So it is what it is. And then for like the people that are transitioning from combustibles to vaping, maybe that's something that they want to vape. Like, it's not everybody's thing, but I mean, it's somebody's thing basically. So it is what it is. I think this next week is a little bit more friendly towards everyone. Like, it's a profile that I think a lot of people would like, even including myself. I'm not huge on bakeries or desserts, but since this is like a fruity bakery type thing and it's a donut's like one of the few bakeries that can be good to me. So I think it'll be fun. I did pick up a couple of new flavors to do it because I want to do a fruity pebbles with like the glaze and then like a cake donut base. So one of the things I found, because I don't have a fruity pebbles recipe, when I would mix that profile, it'd be more so like Fruit Loops, which are very similar. One's a little bit more lemon heavy. I think the Fruit Loops is more lemon heavy, but they're similar. But anyway, I picked up Flavor West Rice Treat, like the Rice Krispie treat. I heard and read on ELR that this is a good one for like that Rice Krispies base. So I'm going to use that as like the Fruity Pebble base because I'm not big on AP, which is ironic because that's also a flavor I did get. Because if I do have it, it's really old because I don't use it. But if you want like a texture thing or like a grain note, sometimes it is required. So I grabbed acetylpyrazine as well. But this rice treat is supposed to be pretty good as far as like a Rice Krispie treat. So I figured I would use that as like the Rice Krispie part because Fruity Pebbles, all they are is like fruity Rice Krispies. And then I'll add like the fruit on top of it. I also got the new Chemnovetic. Well, I don't know if it's new, but it's new to Bull City. The Chemnovetic lemon cream wafer because I heard this is a really good flavor. I did like drip a little bit like on the back of my hand to taste it that way, which I used to be really opposed to, but I found that if you just do the tiniest bit and taste it that way, You can kind of get a rough idea of what it'll taste like. So that's what I did, and it did taste good. It tasted like a lemon wafer. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try to use those two flavors among some other things with my donut for this coming week. And then after that, obviously, well, maybe it's not obvious. I need to stop saying obviously if it's not necessarily obvious. The week after that is, the Chit Chat show, which I'm not entirely sure what we're going to be doing, if it's going to be a game show. Like, do you guys like the game shows? I don't know. I find them personally a little bit more interesting because I have a very short attention span. And sometimes it's hard to just have like a random conversation live, like with the panel. Like, we'll talk before and after the show, but like for some reason, if we're live, sometimes it can be challenging to keep the conversation flowing like organically, especially if there's no questions, because you're not necessarily going to have a ton of questions, especially if you've been watching us for a while. More than likely, you've already, asked whatever you were wondering or whatever. So I don't know. I like the game shows because it keeps it flowing a little bit better, and then it also gives you guys the chance to play along with us. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Spin the bottle. No, we can't do that with the Rona. And we also can't do that with where we live. We all live very, very far apart. But hello, ST. It's nice to see you. As always. But anyway, that's the flavors I got. I got some like once before that, but I honestly don't remember when, because I don't even remember the last time I went live. It was quite a while ago. I just haven't been feeling up to it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. My weekend so far, today is like the last day of my weekend. It was really good. Saturday we went bowling. We try to do that every Saturday. And afterwards we did a campfire outside. Well, obviously it's outside. If you do a campfire inside, it's probably not a good idea. But it was nice to be outdoors, especially with everything going on. Like, I don't spend any time outdoors because I don't really go anywhere, and I don't know. So it was nice just to sit out there. We were out there for about 5 hours. Just talked, listened to music. I did have a s'more, so that was good. Yeah, so it was a really nice, chill Saturday that I spent with my dad and my sister. Unfortunately, my brother didn't come because he had some people working on his house. So, yeah. Anyway, and then yesterday it was just not a whole lot going on outside of the Vixens. Anyway, so I titled this review or mod review thoughts. I don't really like to call it a review because I'm not going to go into the specs of it and like all the menu stuff. I'm basically just going to tell you if I like it, why I like it, that kind of thing. I actually have two different ones. One's a little bit older that I've had longer, and then one I got around my birthday, which is about a month ago. So yeah. The Osmotis, I think this is the Lustro, pretty sure it's Lustro. I got this because I heard several people liked it. It was a good price. It was like about, let's say $50 maybe. I also like the color of it. It's like a gray, like a blue-gray color. Plus, I thought I had liked Osmotis, but when I think back on it, like this is the second or third mod that's pretty much crapped out on me. So I don't know. But I also am fairly rough with my mods, meaning that I knock them off my desk a lot and I have hardwood floor. So those two things don't really go together very well. But essentially what happened the last time I dropped it, it just wouldn't power on at all. So I tried like taking the batteries out, putting them back in, that kind of thing. And then it was putting it directly into download mode. So I figured, okay, well, maybe if I re-download the software, it'll fix it. and it kind of did, but then it started auto firing and it wouldn't stop. So I was like, okay, I guess this is just toast now. So yeah, not the most durable thing in the world, especially if you drop it a lot. I mean, cosmetically, you couldn't tell there was any kind of issue. So in that regard, it was fine. Like the screen didn't crack. There's no big dents in it or anything like that. I'm guessing I just jostled like something inside, as far as like the chip or the wiring or something. I'm not entirely sure. And then it just screwed it up. One thing I don't like about it, which is the thing I didn't like about the other one, which is there and behind me, is I hate the touch screen. I think this one was a touch screen. Yeah, it had to be because there's no buttons on it. It's very finicky, just the same as the other one was. So like if you have to change anything on it, or if you accidentally touch it or whatever, which honestly I don't recall accidentally like getting into the menu via the touch screen. It was more so if I had to go in there for whatever reason or move something around. It's just a pain in the ass. It's not very responsive, and then it has like this. You can see like the little bar. It's actually a motion sensor, so you're supposed to be able to wave in front of it and wave back or whatever to like move between the menus, and it works sometimes, but again, it's not consistent. Like it just seems to be the theme with these type of things is they're very inconsistent in how they respond or if they respond. And then if you're trying to unlock it, that was another issue. Like these little icons I would show you, but I don't want to turn it on because I don't know, I'm afraid it's gonna like start screwing up again. You're trying to like unlock it or whatever, like the little icon is so small trying to touch it, and I'm a woman, so generally I have smaller hands than a man, so I could only imagine how difficult it would be for someone that has larger hands than I do. I don't think mine are horribly large, they're about, I guess, average, but if you have any bigger hands or fingers than I do, it'll be like nearly impossible to like touch exactly where you need to touch to do certain things. I just find it horribly annoying. So yeah, like if you didn't have to like touch anything or whatever and like just vaped on it, it's fine, but I don't know. I do like that it had a flashlight. That's pretty cool. It's like right here at the bottom. I like the fact that you could check or change the LEDs on the little motion sensor. I like the way that it just generally looks and feels like it's comfortable to hold and everything, but the menu kind of just makes it a no. Like I would never repurchase it again, and I probably will kind of go away from Osmotis, at least as far as the touchscreen. I think I've only had touchscreen things from them, and then I have a mech, or I guess technically it would be a regulated mod because it does have like some protection in it, but it's not like you can't change wattage and stuff like that. I haven't really used it that much because I don't generally mess with that kind of thing, but I figure with everything happening with all the rules and stuff, it'd be good to have like a variety of different things, because that's one good thing about like mechs and things like that is like if you have to fix them or whatever, generally they're easier to fix or might not even really need to be fixed at all. Like there's less things that can go wrong with it, as far as having to fix it. Anyway, oh, I haven't gotten to that yet. I'm actually getting to that now. I'm like, I'll look at chat in a second. Well, actually, I probably should do now before I change the subject. So let's see. Vitamin D supplements. Yes, I take a vitamin because I'm mainly vegetarian. I sometimes have seafood, but outside of that, I don't eat meat. So I kind of have to take supplements. So yes, I do take a supplement, and it has vitamin A, C, D2, E, B1, B2, B3, B6, B12, biotin, B5. I mean, it has everything in it. So yeah, I'm taking that, and I've been taking that for a while now. Anyway, I have 3 of them for the price of a steal. I freaking hate them. Yeah, I don't know. Like the people I talked to, mind you, it was just a couple of people. They liked theirs, But, you know, everyone's different. People treat their things differently. Maybe they have carpet or don't drop them. Like, I don't really drop them. I knock them off my desk. Like, I'll be turning and it'll be sitting near the edge, and then the back of my chair will knock it off. And like I said, I have hardwood floor, so things go popping everywhere. So yeah, I don't know. You kind of hold it firmly, and yeah, you do. And I'm not good in all that. I don't want to deal with that. But anyway, so I think I'm pretty much caught up. So this is the Evdilo, or they call it the Evil Dildo, whatever. This one, Fresh actually got me for my birthday. It's this one right here. It is a dual 21700, or it has like these little insert things. You can use it as a dual 18650. I don't know if there's another configuration you can do, but it does those two things. I have it with the dual 2700 or 21700, just because I feel like that's how it's intended to do. Plus, with like the little converter thingies, like you could hear it kind of rattling just very slightly, and I don't know, I didn't like that. Plus, with the dual 21700, you have a little bit more longevity, which I don't necessarily need because I don't vape very high wattage or whatever. But I kind of wanted to use it as it was intended to be used, which was in the 21700 form or whatever. So far, I really, really do like this. I don't know if I've dropped this one yet. If I did, it was once. But like the screen is easy to navigate. It's not touchscreen. I hate touchscreen mods. You just have the, you know, that going on. I don't know about like the different modes, like if it has any in it. I don't know if it has temperature mode or whatever, because I don't use them. I just use it on the straight up wattage power mode deal. And then it just has its fire button. It's pretty small, honestly, for being a dual 21700, which is what people had told me. But I couldn't really get an idea of how small or compact it was until I had it. Like, this is the Lustro next to it, which might be hard to kind of see because this one's more square. It's a different shape, so it's a little bit harder to compare with something like, what is this? The Vaporesso. I don't remember the name of it. Like, this is actually heavier and it's bigger, and this is only a dual 18650. So that can give you a kind of an idea of how small it is and the way it fits in your hand, which I guess it depends on how big your hand is. But like, she's compact. She is a bit heavy, especially with the 21700s, but I think that's because those batteries are just bigger. With the 18650, it wasn't any heavier than anything else. One thing that I am a bit worried about is the battery door. If you can see, like, it's got this gap on the top, and the way that it kind of sits in there, it's just like you have to slide it in, and the way it makes contact, like, it has to be in. Compared to something else, like, you just pop them in and then they're in. This, it won't even turn on without the door being in here. And just the way it locks into place, I feel like it would be pretty easy to wear down. And then, like, once it stops being able to lock in place, I don't know what you could do to fix that. Like, I'm just afraid of this maybe failing. But obviously, I won't know until that happens, or if that happens. That's, like, the one thing that I'm kind of nervous about. But other than that, like, the way that it looks, I think it's aesthetically pleasing. It fits nicely in the hand. It's comfortable. It feels solid. Doesn't feel cheap. Yeah, so I mean, I really like it. I've been using it nonstop since I got it, which is, like I said, around my birthday. Ironically, I started looking for another mod right before this crapped out on me. Mind you, I have other mods to use, but I don't know, just the last two mods that I bought, the mod I had been using broke right before I would get the new mod. So it's like, I don't know, really weird. I like to have extras, like I said, with everything going on. I like to have spare devices that I can use. And then, you know, other people in my family also vape, so I also like to have spares if theirs fail. It just happened a couple times with my dad in particular, and then a couple times with my stepmom, but she usually just buys her own thing or whatever. I think for durability purposes or whatever, my favorite mod so far would have to be the, I always pronounce this wrong, Aegis. I guess it's how you pronounce it, the Aegis. It's very, very sturdy. My dad's pretty rough with his mods, not intentionally, it's just, falls out of his pocket or whatever. Plus, he uses it pretty frequently or whatever. Like, he's pretty much a chain vapor. Yeah, and he's had his for, I think, over a year now, and it's still working. Even he has a backup if that one, whatever. So. The Lux. I don't know. Sounds familiar, but I'm not sure what you mean by games are cool, by the way, Ian. I know I'm kind of behind. Oh, you mean for the show? Yeah, I like them. I figure it's once every month and a half. It also gives you a chance to see us kind of like out of our element. It's like, with any kind of show like the one that we do, it has to be somewhat structured to work. So you're not like necessarily seeing us, outside of that element. And the Chit Chat show doing games, something like that you would just organically do. I don't know. I just like the way that it goes. So we'll see. I'll have to talk to them and see what they want to do. I think this one, and I don't remember the name of it, I think this one's the only Vaporesso device I've had. I honestly don't even remember why I bought it or if I won it or something. So I know I did win a couple of things. So I think I did win this one. It was like on a some kind of donation. It just like was random and I won it, I think. And I also won the Bigfoot mod, which I didn't end up liking because the 510 actually started spinning inside the mod itself and it screwed up all the wiring in it. I was supposed to send it to actually 2 different people to fix, and I never did. Hello, Papa. The drip tip is a custom drip tip that Jen Jarvis's husband made. I actually have a bigger one. This one's actually, if you can imagine, the smaller one. It fits perfect or matches perfectly with the evil dildo. Here's the taller one. The only reason I don't use the taller one is because if I fit it in my purse, like I have a little pouch I put it in, it doesn't fit comfortably. Even with the shorter one, it sometimes screws up. So I imagine this is going to be more of something that just sits in my drawer. I don't know why something's happening with the O-rings, but this is the bigger one. This is the shorter one I typically use, and this is the bigger one. Like, it's pretty much almost probably the length of my mod. Yeah, it's actually almost exactly the length of my mod. Jen Jarvis's, oh, okay, ST. That makes sense. I just knew I didn't buy it, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't remember buying it. But yeah, I do like that Vaporesso. It's a bit heavy, but I mean, I personally don't care about that as long as it's not crazy heavy. Whenever you're dealing with like a dual battery kind of thing, it's probably going to be heavy. but I haven't had any issues with it. And at one point, it was the mod I was using, all day or whatever. But yeah, I do like this one too. That's why it's over here. I do my testing on it, like when I'm testing flavors and stuff. Bye, Fresh. But yeah, ST did send me that one. Other ones I like. I still like my Therion. I just don't use it as much because, I don't know. I kind of just want to keep it intact or whatever, as like a more of a statement thing, because it's my most expensive mod that I currently own, and I just rather not beat it up like I tend to do. When I let my dad borrow it, he put a bit of wear into it. So yeah, I'm letting her chill. Yeah, a telescopic drip tip would be fun, but you'd probably have to use metal for that. I don't imagine it would work with, acrylic or plastic or anything. Also, you would run into issues when you're trying to clean it because it's, moving up and down and all those little layers. I really wouldn't want to mess with that. Other than that, I don't think I've gotten any new hardware. I was looking at new RDAs, but I didn't really see any that appealed to me all that much, especially ones that I was trying to buy a mod and then a drip RDA together. I don't like paying separate shipping and all that kind of stuff. And I couldn't really find anything that had like both the mod I wanted and the RDA that was somewhat interesting, so I just I did end up having to buy a new charger, which you can see right there with the big red things in them. Those are 21700s right there. And then my old charger is still over there. I ended up getting the Nikkor. I think it's like V6 or something. I don't really know. I found, which I didn't really know at the time, because I never had a mod that I used regularly using a 21700. Either that or I had a previous charger that was able to charge them, which is possible. But anyway, the 21700s that I got for this don't really fit in the one that I had. So I ended up having to buy a new charger. I went back to Nikkor. That's the one I've had the most of. I think this is my third one. I just like them. Like the other one is the Luke V6, LUC V6. It's okay. It's just the little like springy thing is kind of weird, and I don't know. I just prefer the Nikkors. Pandemic RDA. Never heard of it. It's funny that you both wrote that kind of at the same time, or maybe I'm just delayed. Hey, Jen. I try not to watch reviews so much because then it just makes me want to buy stuff that I don't need. But at this point, do I really need anything? Guys, ladies and gentlemen. I don't really want to do that. I just want to see what it looks like. Is it even out yet? Why would they call it that name, though? That's kind of... And don't get me wrong, I'm not like a sensitive person, like where things offend me or whatever, but it just seems kind of in bad taste with everything going on. I don't know. Or maybe it's just good marketing, because I mean, you Google search it and it might come up more because of the name. I don't know. I like that drip tip. I wonder if I can share my screen. Hopefully it doesn't get me pulled. I feel like every time well, not every time. It's really just one time that I shared I tried to do a review of something, and don't see an option to do it with this new thingy. I don't use OBS because I just always seem to have problems with it. So I don't see a way to share my screen. Looks basic. I don't really see anything different about it. It also doesn't help that I don't like dual coils. I like single ones, and most RDAs are not designed for just single coils. So I don't know. I think I'm kind of spoiled with the drop deck. I like it because I can have a single coil centered, which is what I prefer, and not a lot of, if any, that I can think of. Unless you go postless, you can do a postless one like that. Maybe that's something I'll look into. I don't really have a whole lot of experience with postless deck RDAs or anything like that, so maybe I'll look into that. I'm just reading the description. It's supposed to be the Goon Killer. I wonder how many RDAs have been called that. Hello, James. But yeah, that's really it. Trying to think of anything else that's really happened. Not much. Still working from home. It might be a permanent thing. I'm thinking it's probably going to be a permanent thing. There's really no point if most people can work remotely to have them dragged into the office, especially when things aren't really completely resolved yet. Like if there's no reason to bring people into close proximity to each other, I don't see the point in doing it. On top of the fact that I'm sure it cuts costs, that they're not running, a whole floor for whoever's there. So drop solo. Yeah, I have that. I have the solo, and then the regular, and then I have 2 drop deads. So I think I have all the variants, or isn't the variant what replaced the drop? I think it's something similar if it's not the variant. It might be something similar. I don't know. But anyway, I think I have every version of the drop. Yeah, I think ST recommended that one. And when he first mentioned it, because I never heard of it, I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? It's like, yeah, I use an RDA to vape. It's a very odd name. But yes, I did look at it, and I think it's one of the ones where I couldn't find the mod that I wanted that sold that device. It was either that or it was more expensive than I wanted to pay. It was something, I don't remember. Yeah, it's kind of expensive. Not like super expensive, but I do like the design of it. I think it looks pretty nifty. I don't know. The thing that worries me is I don't like compact RDAs, which I know is weird because typically if you're a single coil person, you like the more smaller RDAs. But as you can see, I use the Drop Dead. That's my all day, everyday device that I use. It's pretty big, like for a single coil, but I like cooler vapes. I don't like warm or hot vapes. It's pretty cold as far as you can vape anyway. So I don't know. My style of vaping is weird, so that's why I kind of just stick with what I know I like. Because I've bought, it was like 3 RDAs at one point, just trying something new, and I didn't like any of them, and I was just like, it kind of turned me off to buying anything new. Hello, other Jen. I think I had the recurve. didn't care for it. I'm pretty sure I ended up giving it to Leilani. I like the Icon. That's my favorite that I've tried of Mike's RDAs. I have like 4 or 5 of them. I will look into that, Jen, because me and Jarvis tend to vape fairly similar. I would say most similar out of the people I know, at least the way it seems. Yeah, I bought the Recurve pretty shortly after it came out. I'm guessing that's the OG. I don't know. I'm just like I'm picky. I'm picky about my RDAs. Yeah, that's what I like is the coil right in the middle, because if you have to drip down the center, you can just do that without having to worry about it. Back when I was using dual coil RDAs as single coil, which you can do, you pretty much have to take the top cap off every time you need to drip. Otherwise, it kind of just goes wherever. Or maybe it's just me being picky or whatever, but I don't know. Blue's eating. I guess the update on my tasting issues, they're still pretty much happening. Seems like they're maybe not as bad as they were. It's hard to say. I've been trying to switch up every time I do because I make my batches in 30 mils, like for my all-day vape. So what I've been doing is every single time changing whatever I'm vaping instead of vaping whatever I'm vaping until I can't taste it anymore and then changing. So it's kind of like a preventative thing. The reason I hadn't done that previously is basically I couldn't find something I liked enough, like 3 different recipes I liked enough to vape interchangeably, but I finally kind of found what I'm liking right now. So I'll continue to do that. Hopefully, eventually I'll resolve my issue. I don't know. But it's still a thing. Other than that, I don't know what else is going on. I don't really think anything else is going on. So I'm probably going to bounce soon. I just want to stop on because, like I said, I haven't been, I haven't done a video in a while. And I really just honestly didn't feel like mixing like single flavor tests or anything like that. So I figured I would just pop on and chat for a little bit, kind of like an update thing. Robert, my plant, has finally started growing, which is really exciting because for a while he was alive still, which is impressive because he's the first plant I've ever had, period, ever. So I'm not versed in taking care of plants and knowing when to water them and what kind of sunlight they need and all this other crap. So it was a learning process with him, but I finally figured out what he likes. So he's actually growing. He actually has a vine growing, which is the first time he's vined since I've had him, which is exciting. So I'm happy about that. Once I get because I do want to change the pot that he's in because I think it's a little tall, and even my sister who has a ton of plants, she also agreed it's a little bit too tall for him. So once I get him in a proper planter, I'll show you guys Robert because I know a lot of people liked Robert. He used to be in my background when I had my old room, but with the way that my room is set up right now, I can't really have him in the background anymore. He needs indirect sunlight. I found out that's what he likes. He likes indirect sunlight, and he kind of likes to be left alone. What I was doing before is I was just kind of like overwatering him too much and just kind of fussing with him too much. He don't like it. He's like me. He just likes to have what he needs and then just be left alone. So Robert is a pothos. Yeah. And this is a blue. Yeah. What's your problem? Oh, whiny. She's very whiny sometimes. Yeah. I don't know if she's getting any bigger. I don't know if she'll continue to get bigger. I know they can grow up till 4, but she's a female. They don't tend to grow as big or as long as males do, so she might be done growing. I don't know. Have you tried a mesh RDA? I kind of have a disdain for mesh because I've been vaping a long time. Pretty much since, for sure, 2011, maybe 2010. Long time. And back then we had like a little stint with mesh. It was with the, what is it called? It was like a tank. But anyway, what you could do is you could use the mesh as like a cylinder and kind of like use that as the wick. And it would go in the tank vertically, and then you would wrap your coil at the top around it. And I had so much problems because you have to, at least back then, I don't know if it's the same now, but you had to like treat the mesh and like flame it so it didn't like short stuff. It was just a mess. I burned myself, and if you get a dry hit on mesh, it's horrible, and it just turned me off to it. So I kind of been avoiding it ever since. Yeah, I don't know if it was the Genesis. It was because like there was one that was really expensive, and then there was one that was like a knockoff. The SVD. Maybe it was the SVD. I can't remember the name. It's been too long. Or maybe that's just the style of it is a Genesis style atomizer, but I don't know. It's been too long. But yeah, I think we're thinking of the same thing. I used to actually still have it. I don't know if I do, because it kind of like was falling apart at one point. But yeah, it was such a mess to work with, and I burnt myself, and I've thought about it because like the Profile I think is one of the mesh RDAs that came out recently, and a lot of people like it, but I have used like the sub-ohm coils that have mesh in them, and those are great. But as far as like an RDA, no, I haven't messed with it. I don't know that I want to. I think for the way that I vape, it's not really necessary just because I vape so low wattage and everything. I think those are, and I could be wrong, I feel like those are more for people that vape like the high wattage and need all the surface area and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure it's different. I don't know. It just kind of messed me up. It triggers me just thinking about it. Maybe one point I'll try it. I don't know. It would be like another material I have to keep buying, you know. And I just like I already have like all these spools of Kanthal, Claptons and crap, and then Lumi's supposed to be making me some braids. So I'm gonna kind of mess with those. Those are kind of similar to mesh because they're just a lot of surface area. I don't know. Yeah, see, I don't like hot vapes. Now my dad, he uses something similar. He uses like the little discs. They're not really mesh, but it's kind of like the same, similar kind of. They actually might be mesh-ish. I don't know. They're weird. Yeah, I don't really like super sweet juices either. So I don't know. It just doesn't sound like something I would like. One weird thing I've noticed with the whole strawberry things, I've mentioned that I can't taste strawberry, is I can kind of taste it when it's with other stuff. Like right now, I'm using Mullenberry's Boom, which is a strawberry watermelon with some added Flavora Wild Melon, which is watermelon, cantaloupe, and honeydew, I think. It's a mixture of melons. And I can taste the strawberry a little bit in it. But like if I were to vape just like strawberry, I feel like I can't taste it. Maybe I need to just try it again because I haven't tried vaping anything strawberry in a month and a half or so. Yeah, I'm vaping 31 watts on a 0.25 coil. I found that I like voltage wise are about a 2.8 volt, whatever it's on, which is pretty low. I don't know. Well, I mean, I've tried them separately. I haven't tried them necessarily together. If I did, I don't remember. The thing with glazed strawberry is I think it has ethyl maltol in it, which is naturally a muter. Like it mutes stuff. So I'll try it maybe together to see what it does. But no, I don't recall for sure trying those two together. And it could be because I was talking to Fresh on his show in the chat. And I don't know, I'm a smart ass if you haven't figured it out. So he asked if there was any other questions. And being a smart ass, I was asking why I can't taste X flavor anymore. And we were just like talking about it. And Adam mentioned that maybe I just need to increase my percentages. And that might be what it is. I know I've increased them slightly, but as far as like being like what normal people would vape, I don't know that I've gone that high. So maybe that's just something I have to do with certain flavors. I don't know. I found that when I increase my wattage, it just makes the fruits disappear. For me, fruits don't hold up very well with higher wattage. I know with bakeries and tobaccos, it helps bring out certain things, but for me, like because I vape mainly fruit, because like fruits are really what I'm losing. Everything else I can taste fine. It's just certain fruits, and it's becoming more and more fruits. Like it started with lemon, and then it went to strawberry, and then I was also having, I think, issues with blueberry. Maybe I don't remember, but I don't know. Dental work is in what? Oh, I don't have any of those. I think they've done away with like gold stuff. You know, it's not in my lifetime. Plus, I don't have caps. Like the only thing I have are fillings, and they're made with whatever they make them with. They're not like silver or anything like that. They're like the newer whatever they use. I can't do anything that has nickel, so generally I try to stay with Kanthal. Um, and some I can do stainless. I don't prefer it, but I can, but I try to stay with Kanthal. One thing I could try, which I don't think I have tried, is maybe increasing the resistance on them, on my coils or whatever I'm using. I don't know, it's something I could try. It's just weird after all this time that it's becoming an issue. Like I said, I've been vaping a long time. So it's like, I wonder what changed. I mean, I vape more than I used to. And that's the only thing I can really think of that's changed. Especially working from home, I vape more. Because when I was still in the office, I could only vape pretty much on my lunch break, like before work, lunch break, after work. I wasn't, like those naughty people who go to the bathroom and do it. Because I'm too much of a pansy. Like I would always worry, like if someone can smell it or see it, and I just don't want to deal with it. Or if it sets off a smoke detector or something. Our smoke detectors at work are very loud. That's just not something I wanted to deal with, so I just did it outside. But because I'm working from home, I just do it all day. I don't know. I haven't tried doing anything lemon lately. I think the last time I did anything lemon-wise is whatever profile picture we had that had lemon in it, which was probably at least 2 months ago. And since our flavor profile coming up is the Fruity Pebbles, which does have a light lemon note to it, so we're going to see how that works. Because I can taste it for a couple of pulls and then it just disappears, so we'll see. And then I also, got that new flavor, which I'm hopeful is good. A lot of people said it's good, so hopefully they have the same kind of taste as I do, because that's not always the case. I do. I don't know how. I think I repurchased it recently. Because I know I had it. Because the thing with Flavor Art flavors, I had a lot of old ones, so I did have to get rid of a bunch. I repurchased some, like the ones that I think I would use. But I'm pretty sure I bought Bergamot because we had that Earl Grey submission not that long ago, and I bought it specifically for that. So I'm pretty sure I have a good bottle of it. That's interesting. I did try menthol. I couldn't. I couldn't do it. Like I got like maybe an hour's worth of vaping it, and I was just like, I'm over it. So lately I've been switching. This is like my rotation. So I have my peppermint I use, which either is going to be the next one or the one after. I think what I'm going to do next is the honeydew one. And then I have this strawberry watermelon thing that I'll have as one thing. And then I have, what's the other one? Oh, the acai tea with like vanilla cream. I like that. So I think between those 4 things, that'll be like a good rotation. And then maybe if I get sick of any of them, I'll rotate it with something else. That way I'm switching it up enough. I would like to find a tobacco I like enough. I know I like Winstead's, but that one needs to steep. So maybe I just need to have like a bottle of that, like reserved or whatever, and throw that in there too, because tobaccos are pretty different from the other stuff that I commonly vape. Yeah, that's what I've been doing is the peppermint. I found that that's what I prefer, the Flavora peppermint. Um, and Aware Shisha peppermint is pretty good. It's just a bit sweeter. It sucks though because the one all day vape that I use with the peppermint, it uses Real Flavor sugar cookie, and can't really find that flavor anymore. I'm sure I could find something else I could throw in it that would be similar, but it's not going to be the same because I haven't found anything that's exactly the same as that flavor. I think originally I was using Capella sugar cookie, and then I switched it with the Real Flavors when I got it just to see what it was, and I preferred it, so I might just have to go back to that. That sounds good. I actually like those two flavors, and I have both of them. I don't know if the caramel coffee I have is good anymore, though. I can't remember if I repurchased that one or not. I need to go through my flavors again and get rid of the older ones. But that would be a good one. Or I could do the one, I made a recent coffee blend. I could do that one too. I don't know, it's just those types of flavors outside of the one tobacco, the one I was talking about that Winstead did, I get sick of vaping it after a certain time. Like, it's not an all day vape, it's more of like something to vape like for maybe an hour or so, and then I get sick of it. That's the problem I have with like anything but fruits mainly. That's what I run into. I'm not one of those people that vape like have like two different mods, and then maybe that's what I need to do. I could try that too. I don't know. 7 Leaves. I don't know if I have a new. I'll have to look. I'm not a big apple or peach vapor. I tried doing like a peach mixture for Phil when we had, that mix or whatever. And then I realized like I don't really like peach vapes. It's not that I just can't vape them, I don't really like them. I was trying to like them, I just couldn't. Like the Wonder Flavors peach pie is pretty much the only peach I actually like. Like the honey peach I can vape, but it's not something I would go out of my way to vape. And like apple wise, I like Wonder Flavors Thai apple. And country apple is okay in certain things, like the Flavora apple filling is good in certain things. But like a straight up apple, I can't really think of any I like. I do like blueberry. And I do like apricot, which is weird because apricot and peach are pretty similar, but for some reason I feel like apricot flavorings just taste a little bit better. Like they're not as peach heavy or like that artificial peach heavy. I don't know. And mango, I like mango in certain things. I don't really like it so much by itself. I don't know if I have Tuscan Reserve. That one I don't know if I have. I don't even know if I've ever tried that flavor. Because I did like, I mixed a bunch of Flavor Art tobaccos a long time ago, and I didn't like most of them, so then I kind of just like stopped buying them. But then Winstead kind of turned me on to quite a few of the Flavor Art tobaccos, so then I repurchased a couple, but I don't think I did that one, so I'll have to put that on like a wish list or whatever. Because at this point I'm up to trying things that I haven't tried before, just to see what happens. I mean, why not? think I have Rhapsody. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I do have that one. Haven't messed with it too much though. Ooh, that sounds good. I'll have to write that down. And the good thing about messing with tobaccos too is that's mainly what my dad vapes, is a good desserty type tobacco kind of thing. He likes his stuff sweeter than I do. So if I come across something that's decent, I have him try it to see if it's something he likes. Because I do try to not force him to switch stuff out, but kind of, I'd like to have a couple of different things that he likes, so that if for whatever reason, either he can't taste it anymore, or if they stop selling it or whatever, he has something else that he likes already on hand. Because if you rely solely on one flavor or one mix, and for whatever reason you can't get it anymore, then it's like, where do you go from there? I vaguely remember liking apple pop. I will say, out of the apples, Fulvora's is probably one of the better ones. That and like I said, the Wonder flavors, Thai apple. And then I do like mixing pear with apple because it gives it a little bit more texture to it. Like the Wonder flavors ripe pear is good to add with an apple. I'm pretty sure I tried that one and I liked it. Let me see if I have any notes. I'm really bad at taking notes. Did I get rid of it? The vanilla cream tobacco. I don't know if it's the same one, but I definitely have the vanilla cream tobacco. And I did like it. It's pretty much what it says it is. I'm gonna have to run out of here soon, so I'm gonna go until 4, just because I like to go on round numbers. I'm weird. And it sounds like your guys are talking in chat about things, so I don't want to cut you off. So if you have any questions or anything, now would be the time. Yeah, I could see that for sure. And I like all of those flavors. Like RY4 Double was one of, if I remember correctly, one of the tobaccos I originally, like one of the first tobaccos I really liked that wasn't a net. Which ironically, I've tried it since then and I don't like it quite as much as I used to. Either that or I just need to mess with percentages more. But that's something I have found, is like flavors I used to really like back in the day, I don't anymore. And I think it's a couple of different things. I think it's definitely the equipment I used back then compared to now is very different. Like I was rocking Pro Tanks, cartomizers, and things on those, because like back then I liked peach too. Like I could do peaches in the cartomizers and the Pro Tank type things. It wasn't until I started like using sub-ohm tanks and RDAs that peach was ever an issue. So there's definitely something to be said there. But yeah. I didn't even know Flavor West had that. I don't even know if I've ever had a Flavor West tobacco. I don't really do too much Flavor West because I don't trust them. Like, they have good flavors, don't get me wrong, but they have really awful flavors too. So if it's not something that gets something that's highly regarded, I generally don't mess with it. Like, they seem to do candies pretty well, and certain like their cakes, are technically good, but they also add or have other crap in it that I don't want to go out of my way to vape. But no, I have not tried that one. I think the newest Flavor West flavor I've gotten is, actually one of them is the creamy sponge cake, which I don't even think I've used. I haven't used the graham cracker yet, or the grape soda. Somebody said the grape soda was really good. I just bought that Rice Krispies thing from them. I heard that was good. And that's about it. Let me see. So on ELR, it says a medium of 5%. Sounds about right for like the normal person. I think I did it 2 or 3, and it tasted fine. Like, it wasn't muted or anything. Kind of varies though. Looks like it goes anywhere between 6 and 10%. So I don't know. I would probably do 4 or 5 and increase from there. Oh, you don't do strong. So yeah, probably 3. Because you can always add to it. From what I read and what I recall, at least it doesn't require a steep. These freaking necklaces are getting all tangled up. I also did do this this wrap. Now, it's not perfect, but I thought it was pretty interesting. So I made this little pendant. If I can stop moving. Oh my god, I can't like. It's pretty cool. I got bored. I also should have new glasses sometime. I was actually supposed to have them by now, but apparently when they came in, they were scratched. So they had to send them back, and they haven't gotten the new ones yet. I really want them. They're Ray-Bans like these, but they're slightly a little bit bigger, not by much, and they're like a deep wine color frame. They're also a slightly stronger prescription, not much, just a little bit, and they supposedly have HD lenses, so we'll see how those turn out. I mainly just want them because the frames are different, and I really like the way they looked when I tried them on. but it's taking forever. It'll be a month next Saturday. Yeah, I was happy to find out that my prescription hadn't changed much. My eyes aren't honestly that bad. The only time I'm technically required to wear them is when I drive, like to see far away. But I do have the blue light protection or whatever because I am staring at a computer screen all day. So I generally do wear them still when I'm working, even though I don't need them. But whatever. All right, so it's almost 4 o'clock. I am going to get out of here. I don't know when the next time I'm going to be on is. Pretty much just when I feel like it, as it's been for a while now. Obviously we have the Mix and Vixens Sundays, Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Next week or this coming Sunday is the glazed donut with Fruity Pebbles on top. So I think that'll be nice, and I think a lot of people will like that profile. And then after that, chit chat. Like I said, I don't know what we're doing, if anything out of the ordinary. I'll have to ask the girls, and then after that is the guest review. We haven't really thought of a name for it. I still call it the judging show because that's what it was called. It's technically not anymore, but that show is after that. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here and enjoy my last day off before having to go to work tomorrow. Everyone stay safe out there. Wash your hands, keep distance, wear your masks when in public, all that good stuff. I'm gonna get out of here. Bye.